What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel for yet another edition of the Tactic Tester, where we put creators' tactics to the test in our simulations. Today we welcome another brand new creator onto the series to put their tactic through the gauntlet with this Arsenal save. So without any further ado, let's get into it. I'll remind you guys of the rules and the current state of our top 10 leaderboard. So guys, starting you off with the rules. All tactics must have a proven record of success or achievement. All tactics will use the same team and fixtures for the test. That will be Arsenal. No transfers will be allowed to be made in either transfer window by the team. Tactics will be loaded in and the whole season will be simulated in one go. And all points, wins, goals scored and win percentage will be collected and displayed to find the best creator tactic out there. Our top 10 at the moment is super difficult to get into. Let's take a look at that leaderboard. So this is the current state of play. At the top of the leaderboard, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 is at the top with his 4-1-2-2-1 asymmetric brilliance with that amazing 85% win ratio. At the other end of the leaderboard, completing our top 10, is Demand More FM still. His tactic was also asymmetric, but holds the limit that you need to hit to make it into our top 10 at 68.33% win ratio. Let's jump into today's game and take a look at today's creator's tactic. So then, guys, we are back at Arsenal and we are ready for another edition of the Tactic Tester. Today's creator is 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, who popped up in my Twitch chat and said he had a very good tactic on the go. Got him into the Discord and he has submitted his tactic and he is straight onto the Tactic Tester series. It is that easy, guys. The link to my Discord will be at the top of the description. Come on in, join the Discord. We have a channel in there for Tactic Tester submissions. Throw your tactic in there and we will get you onto this series. But without any further ado, let's jump into the tactics section. And as you can see here, FCSB 424 domination is what this is called. It is a custom tiki-taka. We will go through absolutely everything. There's some interesting stuff in here, let's put it that way. So starting things off, we have a goalkeeper on defend. Kicking things off, most people go for a sweeper keeper, including myself. Here we go with a standard goalkeeper on defensive function. Then we have wing backs on the left and right hand side in support. No additional instructions on those guys. If you see any additional instructions, they will be the ones with the little red circle and the cog here, and a slightly different shade of green for those of you who can see that. In terms of and that is the same instructions. Wing back on support for both the left and the right back. In terms of centre backs, we have two central defenders on defensive duty. No additional instructions on those guys either. Into this central midfield, we have my favorite role on the whole pitch, a deep line playmaker on that support mentality. Again, no additional instructions. Next to a box-to-box midfielder. Again, no additional instructions on that. On the right hand side, inverted winger on attack. It is exactly the same on that left hand side. Then this is where it gets super interesting. We have a false 9. I'm not sure who's going to play that false 9 for this Arsenal team. I assume maybe 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. And then up top with that is a advanced forward. No additional instructions on any of these players here, guys. Have to be sure just to make sure. And it is a custom tiki-taka positive mentality. In terms of in possession, guys, if you need to pause the video at any stage just to get these instructions down, please feel free to do so. So these are the instructions: fairly wide, passing out of defense, shorter passing directness, extremely high tempo, mixed crosses, work the ball into the box, dribble less, be more expressive. In terms of in transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and take short kicks. And in terms of out of possession, a much higher line of engagement, a standard defensive line, defensive width of standard as well, extremely urgent pressing intensity, and to prevent short goalkeeper distribution. As we always do, guys, we will be hitting that quick pick button so you can see which Arsenal players opt to fill in these spots. And this is what we've got so far. Leno in goal, Bellerin at right back, Holding, Gabriel and Tierney complete the defence. Danny Ceballos alongside Thomas Partey, Willian on the right, Saka on the left. It is 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙪, interestingly enough, who fits that false 9. And then Alexandre Lacazette up top. So that is the tactic broken down. Let's simulate this whole season and find out how this tactic gets on. I'll be back in a sec. So So then guys, we are at the end of the season, and as you can see, the tactic has done very, very well in terms of finishing in third, but also a very good points return of 85 points. That goal difference is something that we will need to look at, because plus 66 is absolutely massive. Liverpool finished top with a plus 67, and as you can see, very, very good results so far. So it started the season in first, then dropped a little bit, mainly has been second or third for pretty much all of it. A little bit ropey end to the season, but if you've watched this series before, you will know why that is, but we will get into that in a second. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, top goal scorer, 37 goals for him, highest average rating as well, as you would expect. Nicolas Pepe chipping in a lot more than he has done in real life for Arsenal with 18 assists. Highest pass completion was Rob Holding. Most player of the match awards, interestingly enough, was Nicolas Pepe, and the most yellow cards in the season was David Luiz with 16. Yes, 1-6 yellow cards, and nobody got sent off. Granit Xhaka did not get much game time then, because he seems to get sent off every single year. Okay, good result in the Premier League, finishing above Man City and Chelsea as well. How about the rest of the competitions? So, oh my god, this was almost sensational. So from right to left, we have runners-up in the English Community Shield, losing to Liverpool. No shame there. Runners-up in the Carabao Cup. How did that go? Lost on penalties to Man City. Wow. English FA Cup runners-up as well. Lost to Liverpool. So League and Cup double for Liverpool. And then finally getting their hands on some silverware, winning the Europa League, beating Bayern Leverkusen in the final. So, you know what, guys? I think this is going to be an absolute beast. Coupled with the goal difference, the points scored, and making 3 finals in all the cup competitions that they're in, this is going to be a good one. Despite losing these two, actually getting to the cup finals helps your ratio, because the more games you win, the better it looks. Like, you know, if you put together a cup run, you play 5 games and you win 4 of them, it improves your win-loss ratio percentage. So into the schedule, let's filter by competitions as we do now. So we start off with the Community Shield. Played Liverpool, lost 2-0. At this point of the season, I'm not too worried about it. They're still implementing the tactic, and as we all know, Liverpool are cracked on this year's version of Football Manager, just like they were last year. So they made the final and were runners-up in the Carabao Cup. Who did they beat to get there? What a run that is to unfortunately lose to Man City. So they beat Colchester, beat Portsmouth, no issues there. You beat what's in front of you. Then they play Manchester United, beat United on penalties. Bruno Fernandes pulling a goal back there. Then they beat Chelsea at home 2-1. El Neni getting a late goal there, and Ziyech pulling one back, but not good enough. And losing on penalties to Manchester City. If we take a look at this, Aguero scored, Reece Nelson cancelled it out. Who missed? Pepe and Ceballos missed, and Fernandinho missed for Man City, meaning Man City pick up the trophy, as is a custom that they do love a good Carabao Cup. So then we go into the FA Cup again, finalist, but didn't win it. Beating Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke, Millwall, Spurs, absolutely pumped Spurs there. That'd be fantastic for the club morale. Beat Leeds United on penalties, and then lost 3-1 in the final to Liverpool. Oxlade-Chamberlain, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. Wow, okay. He's actually playing. Fair play to him. I need to fix this skin so you can actually see what he would have looked like. And then Divock Origi completing the results. So, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Not quite, because they did win the Europa League. How was their run-in? Pretty spectacular. Aberdeen, Sparta Prague, and AZ Alkmaar in the groups doing relatively well. Almost swept the whole group, just with a draw away in Holland against AZ. Beat PAOK relatively comfortably. What's that? 4-3 on aggregate. Okay, not as comfortable as possible. Then they took on Porto, beat Porto relatively comfortably, winning that 4-0 away from home in the Estadio do Dragão. It's a massive result. And then the 1-1 at home is what it is. You're already through. You can take the foot off the gas. Then they took on Lille, who obviously did win the French league this season, and absolutely swept them 7-1 on aggregate. Then English team versus English team. Leicester City getting a late away goal in this tie as well. Mario Mandzukic scoring for Leicester, which is crazy. But Arsenal won the away leg as well. Nketiah, Pepe and 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 getting the goals. under, and again Mandzukic on the score sheet, but easily making their way through. And then in the Europa League final, guys, Nicolas Pepe, hat-trick. Wow. Let's tidy this skin up a split second, and I will show you the player rating so that it's easier for everybody to see it. Hold the phone, please, caller. So as you can see here, this is the 4-2-4. And Nicolas Pepe actually played up top. I reckon they've had some injuries towards the end of the season. The fact that it's Pepe and Nketiah in the Europa League final, I would imagine that has something to do with it. And maybe there have been injuries to Aubameyang and Lacazette. Let's have a look at the squad. Dani Ceballos is injured as well, torn hamstring. That's not going to be very good for him. In terms of, they're done by ability. So Aubameyang has been injured. Let's have a look at Aubameyang. What has been wrong? Let's go into his injury history. Sprained knee ligaments, ouch, out for 5 weeks, and he was still injured. So maybe this does explain the drop off towards the end of the season. And then Lacazette, let's have a look at his injury history. Out for 2 weeks, then 4 weeks, and then another couple days. So maybe Lacazette just wasn't the preferred option in the Europa League final. Okay, not too bad. And then we look at the Premier League. Relatively solid. Couple of interesting losses here. Away to Leeds, away to Crystal Palace, away to Everton, away to Burnley, but it's absolutely dominated all the big teams. So I don't understand some of these silly little losses away from home, especially like ones against like Burnley, Palace, especially maybe Leeds as well is one you can maybe look at. Southampton, Sheffield United. I don't know how you go from battering Manchester United 5-0 to losing 2-0 to Sheffield United. Maybe it has something to do with it's better if the team is trying to attack you. This tactic can shred you. But look at these results, guys. 7-0 against Palace at home. Did the double over Manchester City at Christmas. Amazing run here. And then look at this little run that they put together, winning all the way through April. And then this is where the games start piling up, isn't it? So then lost to Chelsea, beat Burnley, lost to Liverpool, then drew with Manchester United on the final day of the Premier League season. If we go into the analyst report, and we always do take a look at the analyst report, in terms of everything, general performance, Arsenal scores a high number of expected goals per 90 minutes compared to the average, and completes a relatively average percentage of passes, whatever. Look at that, goals per game compared to the Premier Division average. Absolutely smashing it. Same with the amount of XG, expected XG per game. In terms of the scoring efficiency, this is always something that we do look at. Look at that conversion rate, by the way. I think that has to be the highest conversion rate I've seen. Coming in at, what's that, 16.5% off of around 15.5, 16 shots a game. We manage more shots per game than the average and are more clinical than a lot of teams. They're scoring a high percentage of chances, guys, and that is fantastic to see. In terms of conceding, we take a look at the defensive efficiency and a 4-2-4 as well. The defense is actually pretty solid, relatively quiet, opposition conversion rate of between 8 and 9% on just under 11 shots faced per game. Defensive statistics are very interesting, face fewer shots per game and concede fewer goals than will be expected from the number of shots they face. So it's great going forward and pretty solid in defense as well. In terms of formations used, plus 56 clear-cut chances for and against, creating a chance every 36 minutes, and quite apparently slotting them all. In terms of formations, Face has done pretty well against pretty much everything. Plus 16 against the 4-3-3, plus 21 against the 4-4-2. Any other big scores in there? A minus against the 4-2-4 is very, very similar, but instead of the central midfielders, these two have got CDMs. But I think all in all, guys, this has worked absolutely fantastically. Let me whip out my calculator. We can take a look at where this tactic lands on our leaderboard, and I can think, guys, it is a good one. I'll be back in a sec. So guys, I was right. Swoody's 4-2-4 has done very, very well and has made it into our top 3. He did win one trophy, that was the Europa League. He did finish 3rd inside the Premier League with 85 points. And as you can see, 170 goals scored. It's not the best we've seen, but it's pretty up there. In terms of the goals conceded 58 goals with an average goals per game of 2.61, but it's the all-important 75.38% win ratio which sees him jump into 3rd, jumps above Mike into 3rd. And that is all down to the success in the cup competitions. I know they didn't win the FA Cup and I know they didn't win the Carabao Cup, but it's winning the games on the run to get there increases that win ratio. So then guys, that is another tactic tester in the books, and well done to 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 for making it into our top 3. It's not easy to make it into the top 10 on this series, let alone the top 3, so well done to him. If you want to be on this series, you want to input your tactic and get on the tactic tester, as I said earlier, the link is in the top of the description. Join the Discord, come on into the community. We're over 250 people now, it's fantastic to see. We have a channel in there for submitting your tactic testers, tactics to be tested, and I look forward to seeing you guys either in the Discord or getting you on this series as quick as possible. But that's where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. If you have enjoyed this video and you have enjoyed this tactic, don't forget to drop a like on the video down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. We're doing so much stuff on the game at the moment. It's absolutely ridiculous. Loads of different tactic stuff. Obviously my Pentagon challenge is still going on. We've got Glory Hunter season reviews from my Twitch only save. Yeah, I stream on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. Link for that is in the description as well. But as I said, guys, lots of content still coming on the channel. Just because it's a slower point in the game cycle, don't think we're giving up on the content here on Hood Gaming. Until next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you very soon.